Hi, how's it? I'm back again. I want to do a video titled Lockdown Cider Explained. Uh, we I read today, it's actually quite disturbing, an article where a couple actually died from whatever home brew it is that they consume. The female died first and her partner succumbed later. Nonetheless, it brings me to the point of needing to emphasize a few things that are key with regard to this whole scenario. Cleanliness being the first one. Cleanliness is next to godliness. So when you do this, keep it clean. I mean, use whatever means possible within your situation, immediate situation. Whatever, just keep it clean. Keep it clean, keep it tidy, keep it tight. There doesn't have to be all these negative aspects to, just trying to keep oneself in a happy space and, doing what makes you happy. Alcohol being, I think, a key component in lots of people's happiness. And with lockdown and the kind of desperation that you see people are leaning towards with regard to trying to, get hold of alcohol and so on, it's hectic. And hence together with my son-in-law, prodding me to put a video together. He said, look, it's gonna work. Nonetheless, I reiterate, keep it clean, keep it tidy, keep it tight. Therefore, we need airlocks. Keep this tight to prevent any toxic things coming into your brew, your must, whatever. Put a balloon on the exhaust pipe. Use an airlock to prevent not only the oxygen from getting into your brew, but any foreign atmospheric particles that are going to be detrimental to your health and safety. So that's why, in my opinion, and probably a bit late since that happened yesterday, my coming up with the idea of using an airlock or a balloon in the absence of being able to make an airlock of your own, because I have a video now. DIY airlock with Brian Aliphon. So, and explain the whole concept of keeping oxygen out and allowing alcohol to be freely manufactured within your brewing operation, So, please guys, that's all. I'm not going to go into heavy other stories. Nonetheless, the brews that I've actually come up with, man, I'm quite impressed. I'm very happy with how I've got a light and a dark brew going, right? I mean, this is a much smaller container, but much darker brew in the process. And I've kept this from another bucket that's brewing in the brewery, just to give you an indication of what it looks like. So that's the dark brew, and this is made with normal black tea, 5 roses, or Woolworths black tea, and this is made with green tea. So you can get Twinkle, or you can get Woolworths. Thanks to my daughter. The other thing is that during the process of producing alcohol, all the sweetness and to a fairly large degree, flavor of, the fruit flavor is actually eaten. It's taken away. It's taken out of the whole process, which leaves you with a bland, sort of bitter tasting beverage, which people enjoy, it seems, especially people who like beer. So if you leave this to ferment long enough, you're going to have as close to beer as you could possibly find in a home brew, right? So this is why I thought to myself, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to brew tea, sugar, yeast in a bucket, because as long as there's sugar and yeast within your must, has to have that combination. Otherwise, it's not must. In the brewing process, sugar and yeast with tea, the primary components of manufacturing kombucha, minus oxygen, as I may have mentioned. So I'm going to do that. Then you have two fermentation processes, primary and secondary. The primary process is where, hopefully, through boosting the process within 12 to 24 hours of starting your brewing operation, your must gets an injection of 12 of sugar and yeast, within 12 to 24 hours of your initial production of must. That injection must happen. And that also within your 3 to 5 days, where your 70 to 80% production of the alcohol takes place, and the balance thereafter. So my idea is that I'm going to have my next brew, which I'm going to do, and I'm not going to show you how I'm putting juice in containers and whatnot. It's senseless, actually. It's irrelevant, and it's just time consuming, and it doesn't give you any indication of what to do to produce a decent beverage for yourself, alcoholic beverage. So I'm going to brew a must without juice. It's just going to contain tea, sugar, and yeast, obviously with water. Nothing will happen without that. I'm going to give it 7 days, and then that's my primary fermentation process sorted, done and dusted. Then I'm going to take it into the bottling process, wherein I'm going to add juice as flavoring with the sucrose sugar boost to take it into its secondary fermentation process. Give it perhaps a day or two out of refrigeration, because under favorable conditions, temperatures between 20 and 25 degrees Celsius, you're going to get a good active brew and fermentation going to produce alcohol. From there, after 2 days, bottled, sealed, I'm going to pop it in the fridge, where the whole brewing fermentation process is going to be slowed down dramatically by it being in the fridge. And then I'm going to observe my sediment formation at the bottom of the bottle and taste this brew going forward. That is a brew I think I'm going to have to title specifically for the ladies, because the first one is going to be for the guys, the bitter one and whatnot. And you get women that love bitter, don't get me wrong. but you get guys and girls who like it sweet. So I thought, why not? Let's try that and see where we come. So I'm gonna do this, and this is part of the experiment I'm gonna do. So I'm sharing it with you in my conceptualization process, and I'm gonna take it through to the whole actualization process, where I actually do the thing, and you're gonna follow me within this whole process and see how we go forward. Okay. And that we're gonna learn together, I think, because I'm learning and I love learning. Learning keeps my mind focused on positive things as opposed to it being, projected into negative, and there's lots of negative going on. So I'm loving my brew. The light one is beautiful. Guys, try this, seriously. I mean, it's locked down, you're doing nothing much else. Well, I assume through what government says we must do. So, yes to lockdown and a beautiful brew. To subscribe and watch, comment, you do the full Monty. I'm expecting all of those 12 things. Thanks a lot. Cheers. Happy brewing and happy drinking. And seriously, it tastes lovely. I'm very impressed myself.